what's everybody? How's it hanging? How's it happening? You guys know who this is. This is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast. The podcast, Rolling Stone says, initiates profound discussions with rock and metal artists, allowing fans to discover the creative workflows of their favorite musicians and understand the factors that make the band succeed or fall from fame. We are also sponsored by Dark Fusion System, the best for your custom computing needs. Get $100 off your entire bill. Use code CPPod at darkfusionsystems.com. Links in the description of the podcast below. Now let's go to our feature presentation. We have the guy from the band Pistols at Dawn on the podcast today, and we dive deep into their insanely fun origin stories, and these guys do not let up on that. We also talk about the brand new music they got working on and why it is taking such a great evolution and why the song Not Sorry is just the start. Plus, they're going to be going on tour with a really interesting artist, and they make me try and guess it. And if I got it right, you'll see a piece of content that says I'm right. Are you guys ready for this? Let's go! Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast. Here we love rock music, metal music, everything of the sorts. And we've got guys here that make incredible rock music. And if you want to know, hey, are there other bands that think so? Well, they've toured with Alter Bridge, Mammoth WVH, and Fozzy. So you take a look at that list, especially when you see the Alter Bridge on there, you're like, okay, this definitely is going to be quality. They got a brand new single called Not Sorry, which just released. So if you're not into this band already, you definitely should be. But this is your opportunity. So please welcome Will, Gabe, and John from the band Pistols at Dawn of the podcast. So gentlemen, welcome to the Chord Progression Podcast.
Thanks for having us, man.
Dude, it is a pleasure to have all three of you guys. To start out with, just how the hell is it going? Because you guys seem like you're doing pretty good right now.
Feeling great.
It's going great. We're on cloud nine right now.
Yeah, melted bun on a nice piece of toast. Everything's chilling.
New music bliss.
New music on cloud nine, melted butter on a bun. My God, there's no better way to put it if I really ask about it. So,
yeah,
that's real good. So, I kind of want to get to know the band a little bit more, especially because I really just found out about the band recently, listening to the music. I'm like, dang, this is good, but I really want to get more people into it. And the best way to get more people into it is for us to know how this whole entire thing came together. So, I kind of want to hear your origin story, but in the way of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's like, if you guys are going to start out a cinematic universe for a band, I want this story to be like the original Iron Man. So let's hear what you guys got. I want to hear where you guys started,
Iron Man,
how you got here.
Yes.
Adam is Iron Man.
It all started with Adam Jaffe in 2015. And then I joined in 2022.
and then I joined in 2023.
I also joined in 2023, but just slightly after John. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So as far as an origin story for the band, that's more of an Adam side. But as far as us joining the band, I can give you mine. Well, it all started with me putting a vocal sing through of one of the songs of another band I was in, or still am in, called Luxrem, which I was in with Gabe. And Adam found me on TikTok.
Boom.
And after that, I see an email in my inbox one day, and it's like, hey, this is Adam. I'm with a band called Pistols at Dawn, and we just came off tour with Alter Bridge. And I'm like, wait, what? He's like, we'd love for you to come and audition to be in the band. And I'm thinking like, hey, my organ's gonna get harvested or what? Well, him and I get to talking. I look it up on the side. Turns out everything checked out. And 2 weeks later, I'm on a plane from Miami to Georgia to go meet the band, audition with them, and needless to say, the rest is history.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't, like you're going to get your organs harvested, because you're probably, looking at your kidneys right now. I'm like, oh, no scar. This actually worked out pretty well. Now I'm in a band that's been, gotten the thumbs up approval from Alter Bridge to go out on tour with, then going on tour with Mammoth WVH, Fozzy. It's just like, my God, you landed in a great spot. All thanks to TikTok, man.
You think
TikTok,
that's wild? Dude. Will, you're next.
So,
Will.
Should I give the legitimate story?
Yeah.
Give the legitimate story.
Oh, I want the legitimate story, baby.
Oh, it's crazy. So I played for a Bon Jovi tribute band here in Greenville, South Carolina. That was my full-time gig when I was, I don't even know, since I was 20. So back in 2022, I see this little ad that I was sent from Craigslist. No joke. And so I never respond to any Craigslist ads. I don't like it because it's Craigslist. You're like, this isn't gonna, what's gonna come out of this? Most of them are bar gigs or bands that just want to try and get started to do anything. And so, but I don't know what it was about this specific one. It just something came over me. I was like, I need to respond. So I responded to it. I sent him my socials and my contacts and everything. And literally an hour later, I get a phone call, kind of like John, from Mr. Adam Jaffe, and the rest is history. He was like, "Hey, dude, you want to come down, audition for this band? Here's the band. Here's what we do." He sent me all the stuff, and I was like, "This is really."
And then while they're prepping to go on tour with Alter Bridge, Adam hits him with a, "Hey Will, this is gonna be how you're gonna start off the set. You're gonna do a 2-minute guitar solo to enter, opening for Mark Tremonti and Wolfgang Van Halen."
No pressure, none, zero. My first tour ever in my life was Alter Bridge and Mammoth WVH, and I got started playing guitar because of Eddie Van Halen. So getting to go on tour, my first tour ever with his son, I'm like, what? You're kidding. So, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Like how this all comes together.
You can't make this stuff up. I mean, that's just wild. The fact that, hey, you're starting out with a 2-minute guitar solo by playing literally in front of the kid of the guy that inspired you to play guitar, who is probably, if you look at like top guitarists of all time, easy top 3 in Eddie Van Halen. I mean, again, people have their preferences, but like if you look at it from any rock and roll fan, Eddie Van Halen has to be at least in the top 3. But then you have to also do it in front of probably the greatest guitarist right now with Mark Tremonti.
Nice, dude. Gosh. And can I just say they are the nicest people I have ever met. So kind, so gracious, so thoughtful. Like they came to us first day that we met them, and they introduced themselves. They're like, if you guys need anything, just let us know. And it was just such an amazing, professional, top of the line, out of this world experience. Getting to meet those guys.
The only way that tour possibly could have been like even more intense, but also with the even more nicer people that help support you, is if like Seven Dust was also involved with that tour.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Yeah. Adam loves Seven Dust. So.
Which is the funniest thing because LeJohn saw them and LeJohn wanted to like hug. He wanted to hug Will. He said, "You should come back with me. Like we should."
He was at the show in Kansas City. It was crazy. I'd love to go on tour with Seven Dust. That would be amazing.
I'll say you guys have to go on tour with Seven Dust now because every band every band I've ever interviewed that's gone on tour with Seven Dust has said nothing but the best things. But they've also said it is very hard to go on tour with Seven Dust because you know what Seven Dust is going to bring to the show. Exactly. They're going to support you in every way, but you also have to match what Seven Dust is going to do up on stage, and that is damn near impossible.
Without a doubt.
So now I'm just going to wait for 2025 rolls around. I'm going to look for when Seven Dust goes on tour again. It's going to be like, and is Pistols at Dawn on the list? Yep, they better be.
Yes, please.
I can see the artwork already. It's like the Seven Pistols tour, and you just see Shiva with like gats in each hand.
Where'd you come with that from?
That's actually sick.
Wow.
That would actually be one legitimately the coolest tour posters of all time.
Oh yeah.
Well, now I've heard got it in the band because Adam reached out via TikTok. Adam reached out via Craigslist. Gabe, did Adam send like a carrier pigeon to you or something? Like,
no.
How did this all
check
happen?
this out. While Adam is going around like Nick Fury recruiting his perfect team, I just get brought along like Hawkeye, like just on the side next to John, because I was a guitarist in our metal prog band down here in Miami, and he's like, "Yo, this band fell apart apparently because everyone is going crazy besides the really nice guitarist. Do you want to join as a bassist?" And I'm like, "I don't play bass, but it's rock bass. How hard can this be?" So I straight up just, I go to my bassist's house. I borrow his like P bass for it was like a jazz bass for like a week and a half, get it down, learn the songs in like 3 days, fly there and pretend I play bass. And, the rest is history.
If Adam ever watches this, if Adam ever sees this podcast, We love you.
Love you, Adam.
Hey,
Amazing.
I proved myself. I went on tour and I played bass on an instrument that I mean, the transition isn't crazy. It's just, it was new to me, but it was fun. And I'm just glad that, I mean, I was lucky enough to be in the proximity of John when I got offered to come along.
So please tell me you go up to John at one point in time and just go all like Wayne and Gartham, go like, we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Well, I swear to God, it's probably part of John's like elaborate plan to make me pay him back, because obviously being in a band, and a local band at that, and paying for music videos and song is expensive, and he's bankrolled a bit of it, and I owe him some. So he's like, hey, just in case, he's putting me next to him just in case I can eventually pay him back, I guess.
There you go.
Damn, you're spilling all the secrets.
Grand plan.
When I get a good vibe, and I'm in for it,
Gabe, in like a
Hell
couple
yeah.
of years, you're gonna just see just two big guys named Rocco and Rocco come up to you and say, they're gonna be like, hey, what's up, man? John says the rent is due.
At that point, John's gonna be wearing suits like this every single day. Just add more gold, bigger chains, and I'm just gonna be like, all right.
A deeper V-neck too, just
Yeah.
A deeper V-neck.
He's gonna be strangely friends with a lot of like Persian club owners, and I'm just gonna be there like, all right, John, you're venturing, dude. You gotta like pull it back.
Hey, if he's friends with Persian club owners, and you guys are gonna be getting into some schwanky places, and there's gonna be a lot of money flowing, so you got a lot of chance to make some good money there to actually pay him back for bankrolling all those videos earlier on in your careers.
Exactly.
Let's hope. You know what they say? Music is great if you want to make a living. That's why we do it. John laughed a little too hard.
Hey, there's times that people do end up making a living off of it, and you guys went on tour with some of them at a couple of points in time, so who knows, the next time when you get the, Seven Pistols tour with Seven Dust, you're going to get to see what it's like with them, and you're going to get to see what it's like to be a band that, people absolutely respect every step of the way, not only from a fan base, but from a music industry and other bands. And you guys especially, I know you're going to get to a point where you're going to tour with Seven Dust. You guys are going to learn even more than you know now about touring and being the best band possible from those guys. So we got to send this not only to Adam, but we got to send this to like Lejean and Clint and Morgan Rose and all the guys.
Exactly.
Amen.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
Financial
like
royalty.
speaking of we might be saying something a little later this month. So keep your eyes out.
Oh yeah, we may be increasing that list of people we're touring with, and it's an interesting pick, someone very interesting and new. So we'll see. Just keep your eyes open.
Oh boy. So
Maybe.
should I just start trying to guess names and just see when the announcement comes out if I'm right at all? Because
by all means,
I can start
going
going.
It's an out there
announcement is
It's
if the
out
announcement if the announcement is right, Gabe has to post a picture with a binky in his mouth.
The binky? Fine. Actually, you're wrong, because he's not gonna guess it. I personally just like found out about the artist, and I've been listening to them, and it's really cool. I'm sure I've heard their music before in the past, because it's very like, it sounds really cool and well made and very unique, and like, but definitely take your guess. Take your guess.
So how many guesses are you giving me for this? Just
4,000.
Well, oh my God, you guys are going out with Taylor Swift when she comes back next year. Oh dear God, that's what's happening.
Dang it.
Get that binky.
I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't care.
I was like, otherwise, what are you guys gonna do? Like, go with like you're saying it's so far out there. Otherwise, I was gonna guess stuff like, oh, you guys are actually doing the Seven Dust thing, or you guys are end up going out with Falling in Reverse when they do the second leg of their run. But now I'm thinking further out there. I'm like, are you guys going out with like Millennium, or are you guys going out like another run with like Jelly Roll in early 2025? Like, what could be possibly going on there? Are you guys going out with Hardy or something?
I like where your head is.
I will
all
say
of those names. All of
every
those names,
single
I would have
one.
said yes to. Yeah,
Elenium
single
is
one.
so cool. Oh, I love
especially
Elenium.
with
Gabe's secretly an EDM head.
Not a secret. There's a DJ XZ right there.
He's wearing a Porter shirt too. So
Yeah,
it's
EDM.
That was kind of my inspiration a little bit to go with the Elenium side of things. Plus, I also remember when they did a couple of shows with I Prevail last year, and I'm like, yeah, that could actually work.
oh yeah,
God,
for sure.
yeah.
Just push. And I think they did some with Motionless and White too. It's like, yeah, just plug you guys in there. Or if Beartooth keeps touring, you guys end up rolling out with freaking Caleb Shomo.
Oh,
But I'm pretty
my
sure
God,
that's not
that
the
would
case
be a
because
dream.
Gabe, you would know who Caleb Shomo is at this point.
Yeah. We love Beartooth.
Man, I'm just trying to think, like, who else could it be? Like, is Baby Metal gonna come back next year and you're gonna get to tour with Baby Metal?
That would
You're
also
just
be
naming
sick.
people. I just want to I just want to tour all of these people. They're such
Well,
good bands.
It's kind of crazy because like with all of the new music that we may or may not be releasing at some point in the near future, all of these bands kind of make sense. You've listed.
You know what? I'm gonna go out there with my final guess, and
Yep.
I hope to God I'm right because this is out there. It does fit oddly enough, and I think you guys would work perfectly with it. Plus, this band has not been back to the U.S. They were here last year for a little bit, but they have not been back since. I'm going back the Japanese route. I'm gonna guess Bandmade.
Oh, that's a cool guess. I'm gonna just.
I'm gonna be waiting for that Binky picture if I got it. And I will repost it and be like, I knew it. I knew it.
I love it.
Thanks, John. Fucking cashing checks I have to pay. Oh my god.
Of course.
Hey, that's the payback. He's cashing checks your body has to pay up on.
It's true.
Right.
I am a content machine for him now, and I just gotta do it. Every time
He
we're trying
is.
out there doing something, walking around, recording, doing a video, and he's like, Gabriel, do a little thing, and I'm like, yeah, dance monkey dance. I got it. Yeah.
Because he doesn't do it himself, so I have to capture the magic that is
Mhm.
Gabriel Cuevas.
Thank you.
Gabriel.
The enigma.
And when we were driving back, so we actually Gabe and I both live in Miami, so we fly up to Atlanta for rehearsal, and our flight back got canceled. So and him and I both needed to be back that very next day, so we rented a car and we drove. So you can imagine all the crazy stuff that went down. And both him and my first time trying Buc-ees, and he
Yeah.
rode the beaver statue like.
Oh, how can you not? He's huge.
You have to hop on the beaver statue your first time at Buc-ees. Unfortunately, I missed out on that opportunity my first time at Buc-ees. I ended up just buying a big giant blanket with the beaver on it and a beach towel that says "I heart beaver."
You got merch, dude. Yeah, you're like, I didn't ride it, but I got merch, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, I ended up giving the blanket to somebody. One of my friends who lived in Argentina, she moved back there, and I was like, "Here, take the blanket," because she loved it. But then the beach towel, oh no, I kept that beach towel because it's kind of become, especially in rock and metal too, it's kind of become like a thing where it's like you have to go to Buc-ees. You have to have some
That's
kind
true.
of like affection affiliation with Buc-ees. And it doesn't matter what it is, whether you're riding the beaver, whether you get one of the big giant inflatable beavers to put on your stage, whether you're just wearing the merch, get the tour shirt, or if you're like me, get a beach towel and walk around with it saying "I heart beaver." But it's just some cool thing that it's weird that it's a gas station. But it's more than a gas station. It's Gas Pro Shops over here. And you just got to enjoy it. And it works out so because you get clean bathrooms. You get fresh brisket sandwiches. You get any kind of drink you could possibly want. Even the most obscure stuff you probably haven't seen since 1996. They have.
True.
Absolutely.
It's literally gas station Disney. Because there's
100%.
plenty of other theme parks, plenty of other like carnivals. Those are like the kind of rinky-dink gas stations. Like I'd say like Wawa is a Universal Studios, but now Buc-ees is Disney for sure.
Yeah,
An
it's
empire.
like even the architecture that goes into it is like, why are the walls and like the roof 15 feet tall here? Like it doesn't need to be as big as it is. Like it could just go wide. It doesn't have to go up, but like they do it and it gives it like this grand feeling. They give it like 15 soda machines, and I'm sitting there like, I just want Coke Zero. Where is it?
I love all the grills at the entrance too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now,
They
okay,
serve everything.
I'm getting a Buc-ee shirt and I'm wearing it on our next tour, and I'll let you know.
you
You can see it on the page because that's funny. I want to wear it.
If you guys are doing that, then you guys got to go out on tour with this band called Avoid because they are the biggest Buc-ees fans I know, and they are one of the most manic bands I've ever seen on stage. They bring the freaking energy. That's how I first ever found out about Buc-ees was because of that band, and I'm just like, I must go and try this. I must go and see what this is.
Yes.
Imagine you found out Buc-ees through a band.
I found
mean,
out
it's funny.
Buc-ees-
I found
Yeah.
it through a DJ, so actually it isn't too wild. Like it's true.
Yeah, well, for here where I live, we've never had a Buc-ees, but we're getting one, and there's a gas station up here in Wisconsin called Quick Trip, and everyone thinks it's the greatest thing. I'm like, you have never seen what a Buc-ees is, guys.
They're not ready.
Quick Trip is high quality, quick gas.
Yeah,
it's that quick stop. It's like fast food gas, the good fast food gas.
It's like your Chick-fil-A of gas stations.
Yeah, there you go.
Where Buc-ees is your I was gonna say like Target, but it's like your Costco of gas stations.
Yeah,
it's more like a Costco.
More like a Costco.
Definitely. Costco's goated.
Well, I mean, like you guys said, there's something in the works for next year, and it seems like it's going to be potentially really, really big, given it's a fact that it's a band or an artist that seems like they're going to be incredibly big, whoever it is, but also is a little bit out of the wheelhouse too, compared to what people are normally used to seeing you guys play with. So what are you expecting when it comes to this announcement and then getting to gain fans and get in front of more people when this gets announced?
Definitely a handful of people are going to be really happy. A handful of people are going to be really pissed. But as far as like gaining fans, I think it's definitely in line with the newer direction that our music has gone, especially like considering that Not Sorry is the first release of the new album that we recorded in LA earlier this year. And all of those songs are kind of in that same vein. Not Sorry is like a good preparation to all of the people that have known and loved Pistols at Dawn in the meantime, but this one is just gonna smash through their expectations, smash through the ceiling. I feel like a tour with this artist is like, it's only fitting that we start this way.
Interesting.
Well said.
Agreed.
Because I'm thinking, like you're saying, like it's going to make some people happy. It's going to piss some people off. Now I'm even more set. I'm like, this has got to be falling in reverse. You guys are going out with.
I wish.
I wish.
It's just because we're definitely like, we're getting pushed to not being in this side of the world and maybe more towards the east in some places like Europe and whatnot. Like we already were in UK. And obviously, they just had a tour this year. And now all people in the United States are like, come on, come back. Come to us. Do a tour here. And we're like, we'll put a pin in that, and then we might just go back, and then just, some people are going to be upset, but hey, we're planning to take on the world and go everywhere. Adam is going to run us dry.
Well, at least don't get run so damn dry where you get burnt out and then have to like stop playing for a whole entire. I'll say, because I mean, look at like what happened with look what happened. I'll say look what happened with Bad Omens. They've been touring consistently since the pandemic broke, and that's 3 straight years. And this is the year where it's like they finally like said, we got to step back and take a break because they've been going at it for so long. So I want to see you guys push it. I want to see you guys try and do it, but also make sure that you know what the limit is so you don't get burnt out and then have to take a step back for like a year or two just to recover.
Yeah, it's actually, and it's impressive because like, they're at the top of the industry. So we know they're being taken care of at least well. When you see like Taylor Swift doing all these shows and she's doing 3 hours a night, it's impressive as hell. And that it's crazy, but like, okay, obviously she's probably getting days off, getting massages, eating the best she possibly can, getting good rest. I mean, as opposed to some people who just sleep in a van and or like bad hotels and can't do much. And so you assume that Bad Omens is being taken care of well, but to be obviously 3 years is just punishing it. They must feel it. Like our tour, like it was 20 days of like travel or so, and I came back and I was like, my back, oh my god, my back, oh my god, I'm 29. What is this?
By the end of the tour, by the last couple of dates, like in the UK, it was like halfway during the set, Gabe and I have to run off stage for a bit, and it's just him and I panting behind the stage, like dousing ourselves in water.
We go hard. I do not stop for the 30 minutes. That's my goal.
Yes.
It's only 30 minutes of an opening set. Like we might as well go crazy and just sweat our lives away. Just really push it. And that's why we all make sure we take care of ourselves. We go to the gym. I always tell everyone cardio, and keep it up. John runs like 3 miles every day. I do my running. I do my exercises. So does Will. We keep it, Let's
keep it tight. We're keeping ourselves healthy and make sure that you can go. Yeah, keep it tight. So you can
That's
go,
right.
you know, but it makes sense to have to go, you know, all out for those 30 minutes that you have.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is your absolute moment, especially when fans are at these shows, especially when you're opening for larger artists. It's a chance for these fans to see who you guys are and to get into you and to really discover what is going on. Because I've seen many bands go up on stage as an opener, and it's like, yeah, you get in the mood for the headliner. You're kind of getting in the flow of it, but you don't really remember the opener at times. There's been very few times where I've seen a show, had not known who the opener was, and after seeing, I'm like, this is clearly the winner of the night is the freaking opener, because they brought every bit of energy they possibly could. They sounded great, but also not only did they stand out energy-wise, but when you got to the next band, it was like, okay, now this band is up and you're ready for this next one. You're ready to see them step it up, and it just makes the show even better. And if there's a band that's after you guys that just kind of sits there and just plays Kumbaya, well, then that's on them.
That's a really good point, because there's so many opening bands that I know of that go into opening thinking that they're the opener. And, you know, they don't have that mentality of, no, we're on this bill with these guys. We're going to give a headlining set. You know, our set might be shorter, but we're still going to bring that same energy. And because that's what sets you apart. And people want a show. They don't want to just watch people up there that are just, you know, sitting there singing Kumbaya. And so we definitely give everything we got to do that for sure.
Adam loves to say we're the first headline. That's it.
That's right.
Hey, that's not a bad mentality to have, because I even think about it from earlier this year when Knocked Loose had their headlining run, and the guys that opened for them are now going on a headlining run a little bit later this year with Speed. And it's all because people really took to them during that run with Knocked Loose. I have friends where, unfortunately, I didn't get to see that set because I was parking the car in downtown Chicago and I was running late. And I told my friends, you guys want to go see Speed? Go, go, go. By the time I got in, they're like, dude, you missed out, man. Where were you? I was parking the freaking car, guys.
I mean, like,
That happened to me with Lorna.
You
go, John.
With Lorna?
Yeah, that happened to me with Lorna. You remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, but even outside of the realm of rock and metal, like, look at Chapel Roan. She's completely blowing up right now, and it's largely because she went on tour with Olivia Rodrigo, and like now that song is everywhere. She is blowing up like crazy. TikTok, like, she has her whole dedicated fan base just going wild, and it's
Sabrina Carpenter too.
It's just Sabrina Carpenter as well. It's like a lot of the time it's just that one tour that sets you over the edge. You know,
but also the fact that you said, like, Adam has the mentality that sets in you guys like we're the first headliner of that, or the opening headliner of the night. It kind of comes to that whole mindset, and people talk about like that manifestation. It's just you guys are putting yourself mentally in the position of, we want to be the headliner. We want to be remembered. We want to be the one that not only kicks off the show in the best way possible, but by the end of the night, not only you're talking about your favorite band that was there that night, especially if that's one of your favorite bands that played any point in time, but they're also remembering Pistols at Dawn and talking about you and the set that you guys were able to put on and evoke that positive emotion. Because if a band goes into it being like, yeah, we're the opening band and we're going to play an opening set and we're going to be just that opening mindset, then it's hard to try and break out of that, because you're not going to go the extra mile due to the fact that you're mentally not ready for something like that.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and some of that, like, confidence. Oh, sorry. Gabe, one last thing before I go, because I got to run back on. But yeah, it's just that confidence. And a lot of it does come from Adam. I love to say he's our driving force, because Adam says the things that usually artists are too scared to say. Like, for instance, we went to go record our album LA, and the producer is like sitting there and he's like asking us, okay, what did you guys have in mind? And without missing a single beat, Adam goes, I want to be the biggest band, and we want to be the biggest band in the world. And Gabe and I are like, oh God. And it's like, Will is like, oh no. But hey, I mean, the music we were able to write, the trajectory that we're on, and, you know, the heart that we're putting into it.
You hit the nail on the head with
It makes a guy dream.
Head with manifestation, because that is that is the definition of Adam, without a doubt. So, and I feel like we're definitely learning from it too. And
100%.
And with that said, boys, it's been awesome, but I gotta run.
It's been great, John. Thank you for taking the time with us today.
Much.
And now we're going to talk about the making of this new music with these two guys.
That's
Will
right.
and Gabe. Oh yeah.
Sounds good. Peace out, boys.
See you, John.
Peace out, bud. Take care.
Yeah.
Well, good night.
Rub you wrong time.
That's something that we say. We can't help it. But yeah, rub you wrong time, John. Oh, he's gone. Never mind.
Oh, it's funny, but now he's gone. Now it's like we should probably just start playing. It's been a long day without you, my friend.
Okay,
and bring us
I'll
back
do.
some ketchup when we see you again.
So I'll hit that part. I'll do the Charlie Puth. I think Charlie Puth, right?
Yeah,
And
there
then
you go.
okay, Will, you can be what's his
Wiz
name?
Khalifa.
Yeah, you could be Wiz Khalifa. You got
There you
this. Yeah.
And then I'll just drive the Dodge,
day.
the 1970s Dodge Charger and shave my head and just talk about it's all about the family.
True, you got to do the voiceover. Perfect.
It's perfect.
Adam could be CGI Paul Walker.
Oh, that'd be
Just-
fantastic.
I
That'd
love
be too
it.
funny. Hey, that's your next bit of content right there. But now I gotta
There you
record a voiceover for you guys. I gotta shave my head, wear a beater, and just start talking like Dominic Toretto. It's all about the family.
I love making fun of Fast and Furious, but I can't help but watch them all. They're so fun. They're so fun.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I have to agree and disagree at the same time because I've always enjoyed them, but after Fast and Furious 8, I was like, I'm checking out of this. Like it just
Oh,
got
no, yeah.
It was once 7 ended, I was like, that is the perfect ending. Now Paul Walker is unfortunately passed, so it's like now we can put this in because it's not the same without him. And then I watched 8 and I was like, yeah, it's not the same without him. But Jason Statham as an addition is still good.
Yeah, listen, at this point, I agree with you completely. Like, there's a difference with, like, there's OG that are good, then it starts getting wild around 5, and it starts getting crazy and crazy. And then 8, 9, and whatever is left, they're just, WWE with cars. Like, I just watch it for the absolute silliness. Like, my favorite thing to do is I'll go watch one of those movies with a friend who's never seen any of them. So, like, I'm like, one of my friends last time, I was like, have you seen any of them? And he goes, I haven't seen any of them since Tokyo Drift. And I'm like, perfect, you're coming to watch X with me. And we went, and he's just asking questions. I'm like, what? How? And it just watching their minds get blown at how ridiculous and silly it is. It's such a funny experience.
Hey, after they come up with the last one, they're gonna reboot it with like Fast and Furious 11. This time with boats.
Helicopters, boats, spaceships.
How
let's
can
do
we
it all.
raise the bar?
Hey,
this
they
time?
sent a car to space already. They sent Tyrese and Luda to space. I mean,
It's true.
they just haven't done a boat yet. Like, where's the boat race?
Right? They did a submarine, and they were just like, no boats. Forget it. We're good.
Yeah, but none of the submarine was being driven remotely from a plane.
True. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't think we'll see them in a while or whatever.
I haven't.
But yeah,
I haven't.
they're wild.
But saying they're
But-
like the WWE of movies now, it's like, well, let's think, Fast and Furious 8, you still had The Rock in there. Fast and Furious 9, you add John Cena. They did the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff, and you had Roman Reigns in there. I'm wondering who's next. Is it going to be like, where's Rhea Ripley in these movies?
Right? Where's Chris Jericho? Huh? Where's Chris Jericho?
Where is he?
Oh,
He'll be
they're
there.
going to have a scene where all of a sudden they go to like some like huge event, and then it's just Fozzy playing.
Yeah.
It's true. Dude,
I
those
can
guys
see it.
are rock stars.
I can
Real
see it.
rock stars.
They're
Chris
crazy.
Jericho looks like he belongs in the 80s opening for Motley Crue.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's fun. He has like a sick wardrobe that he
His
wears. and
jackets,
plays
dude.
to.
Oh, he's got these
Yeah.
they're like massive. Like they have to weigh at least 20 pounds. I mean, they are legit.
They have
They
like
got
buckles
spikes
and
all over 'em.
pins, spikes. He has like all of his lyrics written on like a leather jacket with like a shiny marker or something. It looks
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah, he's got drip. It's insane. You wouldn't expect it, and he's the nicest guy.
Mm.
Next time I see Fozzy, I got to find a way to get a sign in there that just says, "Hey, Chris, did I make the list?" So I can just hear him yell, "You just made the list," and then just see him pull out the old clipboard from like 2017.
That's actually a finite think of that. Oh my God.
That's
Hey,
genius.
I'll say next time you guys play with Fozzy, because I don't think you're done playing with Fozzy at this point in time. There's got to be more shows that Fozzy is like, "Hey, we need Pistols
be.
at Dawn on this," and then you guys
Could
get to
be.
hang out with Chris Jericho again.
We'll see. I mean,
You never know.
it's a perfect segue because as we've mentioned, so the music is going through a change. We're still staying rock, but now we're getting definitely more popular rock. We're definitely experimenting with a lot more production, which I love because that's like my favorite thing in the world. And being able to actually go into that, and we're adding pads and 808s and a lot more than the old music. And I'm excited to where the music's going. As John said, Not Sorry is like a transition track. Like it's heavy, has very
Sure.
poppy elements, has the weird bridge that's very not just rock as you would imagine it. So yeah, there's going to be some changes, and I'm really excited.
I kind of have to agree with you on that because as as you go through life, as you go through music, of course, what you're listening to changes, what you're inspired by changes, and it all depends upon what your interests are and mentally where you are at that point in time. Because look at a band, I'll use Asking Alexandria as a great example. Like, they're not making the same stuff they made back in 2009 right now. And when they're making like a House on Fire in 2020, I read an interview with them. They said that, they're in their mid 30s at that point. Like, this is, again, 2020. They have kids. The responsibilities are different. Their mindset is different. They're not the angsty 20-year-olds like they were when they wrote, the final episode. It just isn't that way anymore. So that whole entire transition really shows. And bands change their sound all the time, or they evolve. I say they evolve their sound over time. Use Bad Omens as the perfect example. You listen to what they wrote in the first album to what they wrote on Death of Peace of Mind. It's still Bad Omens, but it's a completely new evolution every step of the way. So when I was going through Not Sorry, I mean, I went through the whole entire song, and at the end of it, I wrote, overall, this might be the hard rock Bad Omens you were looking for. Like, it has that production feel to it. It has that added feel to it, a little more of a popular setting, but it does still have the heaviness at points in time. It just takes on a completely different life. It's a great transition to see what is also going to come, because you guys could still go heavy. You guys could still go hard. You guys could still go nuts, but it opens up the ability for you guys to play with the programs, those synths, those 808s, to really see how much more you can grow this, but also connect with so many other people in music that like this sound, that just aren't necessarily as keen to the heavy stuff like some of us are.
Absolutely. We're so excited.
Dude, we are so excited, because specifically, our next song is definitely the heaviest in the album. That's the next release setup is definitely the heaviest, and I'm excited because it's going to be like probably released around right before the tour or so we get to really play it, promote it, really sell it. It goes heavy, as you said. A lot of it's pretty Bad Omens-y, Bring Me the Horizon vibes here and there with Our Flair, but then we got songs, we got a love song, we got a song that basically should be sampled to make rap music, because there's this one song we have a beat that goes so crazy. I can't wait to drop the stems and have people go crazy on it. We have a song that's just very moody, scary, almost
nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel. We have a love song. We got a pop punk kind of vibe. It's very out there, but since we as musicians, we just love so many different types of styles, and genre blending seems to be such a big thing nowadays to keep things fresh and interesting, that we just leaned into it. And I'm really excited to see what people think of the whole album in its entirety.
These new songs take you on a journey that I don't think anybody saw coming from Pistols at Dawn.
No.
And we're so excited about it. I mean, Gabe hit the nail on the head with all the different, twists and turns along the way. And the next song is definitely in my top 2 for the new ones on the album. And it just, after that, I can't even tell you what comes after that, because it's crazy. It's legitimately crazy. And I get chills just thinking about it.
Well, the positivity behind that too, I think, Gabe, you put it perfectly in terms of the overall culture and the overall music community that's there right now, is genre blending is much more of an accepted thing and much more of a thing that people are willing to give a chance to. Because you think back in let's go back to the early 2000s. There was one band that was really blending all these different genres together and having people really accept it in Linkin Park. You listen to Hybrid Theory, you listen to Meteora. They did it absolutely perfectly to where they became one. I say this, as of today, they're the most influential band of the 2000s, of the new millennium.
100%.
Anything.
No,
there's no band that has touched their influence since, because then you get bands like Bring Me the Horizon who have evolved their sound in every single release that they have, to the point now where they're just going to release something, and it's going to be Bring Me the Horizon, it's going to be quality behind it, but you don't know what route it's going to take. What Bad Omens has done, what Sleep Token has done, what Falling in Reverse has done. So many people are just absolutely accepting the fact that these genres can blend together, that we can create so many great things with them, and it all depends upon the quality of the artists themselves and how they're able to create something like that. So for you guys, take a look at what all these other bands are doing and just do what you want to do. Create the songs that you want to create, but all you got to do is make sure that the quality is there, and eventually people will catch on. And you're going to piss off some people at first. So I like it the old way. Well, there's still the recorded versions that you can go back to. They're still going to play some of these songs live. Don't get me wrong. But if you want that band to stay the same sound over and over again as a fan, what's going to happen is that band's going to stay at that exact same level over and over again. And then you're always going to wonder, oh, that band should have been bigger. Why weren't they bigger? Well, because you didn't want them to change their sound. What the heck, man? Let the artist be the artist. Let them grow, because if you guys aren't making the music you want to make or try the things you want to try, then you're not going to enjoy it as much, and you're not going to put in all the effort that you are, or maybe you just kind of, give up. And I do not want to see that. So I'm all for you guys trying these crazy ideas that you have to try and bring a whole evolutionized sound to Pistols at Dawn to see where the hell else you guys can go from here.
Mm-hmm.
Hell
You
yeah.
hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, there's this one saying I always really like that I've heard some artists say, that it's telling like to the audience, like, you don't know what you want. I know what you want. I'm going to make what you want, and don't tell me what to make, because trust me, it's going to be good, and just trust the process. And maybe it's not for you, maybe it is, but like it's better for the artist to be able to just freely express and get whatever they want out there, because it's going to create the best content. It's going to create the best quality of music. That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm. Everybody changes. Everybody evolves. So like, why would the music not do that? Because I mean, you're right. Artists get stuck in a rut if they just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And people don't. I feel like people in their heart don't want that, even if they may say that they want that. I feel like you can tell when it's done and when it's not, for sure.
Oh yeah, because I think about it too. If I go back to what I was listening to when I was like 14, 15 years old. Is there a band I would still like to have them make that kind of sound that they made back then? Of course there is. However, am I the same person as I was back when I was 15 years old? No, I'm not. Like, the only band that I still absolutely love from when I was 15 and now is the band that's on my shirt right now with Rise Against. Otherwise, like, everything else has changed in like my top 10 favorite bands. That one still stays on top though, but it's like you take a look at even life in perspective as well. Everything has changed on my end. I don't think the same way I did when I was 15. Hell, I don't think the same way I did when I was 24. I don't even think the same way I did when I was 27. It's completely different. So as times change, your influences change, your mindset changes. As an artist, your wants and your creativity are going to take you in different directions. So why don't we just let artists do that? And why don't we just let that happen? Because even my favorite band, they've changed their sound since 2008, 2009. I still absolutely love what they put out there. And if I want to listen to what they did back then, there's a nice album that came out in that time frame I can go back to.
Yep. That's the beauty of there being so many bands. That's why there's so many bands.
Yeah. And there's also the beauty of the fact that sometimes influential bands create influence, and then they create, like, other people get influenced by their work, and then they follow along and make their versions of it. I always like that. I'm like, wait, if you want similar music, sometimes begging the artist to do the same thing isn't going to work, but look at who they influenced, and they might create some very interesting things. Like, sometimes there's artists I like so much that I'll look for artists that are basically like people looking to copycat them almost, and I'll see which ones are the best. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. This like completely scratches the itch.
Yeah, it was kind of like original Bad Omens when people are like, after Bring Me the Horizon went to That's the Spirit in 2015 from Sempiternal, and then people heard the original Bad Omens, and they're like, oh my god, this is like Sempiternal. This is great. And then Bad Omens took the Bring Me the Horizon influence to try something completely different, and ta-da!
Yeah.
Like, it absolutely makes sense, and I'm glad you guys are taking that route and just trying whatever you want to try, have that mindset too, but also are prepared to have people be like complain, but also know that, people are going to complain. People aren't going to be too happy with certain things, but it's always a small percentage where it might be a whole bunch of people that are like, I love the new direction. I love this new evolution. I love the creativity you guys are going with. And then you get like the one comment that says, this isn't the exact same thing as it was back in 2019.
That's why you have that thing that was in 2019.
Yeah.
As Will knows, and everyone who could hear this, I welcome the haters.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. It's so funny.
You're not doing it right if you don't have any haters.
Yeah. When I get a comment on TikTok that's just like, I'm like, please listen to the song that's coming out. And the guy goes like, no one's going to listen to it. It's bad. I'll like just comment below that and be like, okay, please. Like if I say, please, will you listen? I just love playing around. Whatever comes up to my head, I'll write to them. But I just love it. I think it's interesting, at least. Like, fuck with me. It's fun.
Especially when you do it online too, because there's always people that are going to pay you that like negativity just because they can. They know there's not going to be any repercussions of it. But if you come back with something that just completely takes it a different direction, it can absolutely make it for the positive. Whether it's like, if you're having a conversation with someone, they're like, oh, it's bad. It's like, well, why do you think it's bad? Can you at least tell me? And if they just go back and say, oh, no, it's trash. Well, you didn't really say anything, and now you look like the idiot. Or they give you a full list of why they think it is. It's like, okay, thank you for your opinion. we see it a different way, but at least we're having a constructive conversation. And then that person feels like they've been, at least have been heard. And, then they have a better connection with you guys because you responded nicely. Or you just have fun with it like that. It's like, no one's going to listen to this and be like, if we say, please, will you listen to it? Then all of a sudden they say no. What if we call you daddy?
What if? Yeah, exactly. I actually the last time I got a hate comment or something, I used it because you can reply on TikTok with videos and then you can just post it. So I used it for content, and I was just there like, I made a video out of it, and it's fun. And like, if they get mad, I'm sorry. I don't try to be offensive. I just try to make it good fun, kind of like redirect it, have fun with it, not say anything mean because I'm not trying to have start anything real. I'm just trying to play around with them and hopefully get them to alleviate the that sense of anger or whatever hate that they're just throwing onto us for no reason,
Gabe, you're gonna have to find the next hate comment and just read it out loud and then just play the Seinfeld bass line afterwards.
Oh, okay. I have to find some this is why you'll never get big, and then just you thought.
Yeah, or just slowly turn to the camera and just have the background go, all around me are familiar faces.
Dude, yeah, there's
with one
millions
tear coming
of
down.
It's like when that one comment just hits, just
Or some you read a comment, all of a sudden the caption has to be how an artist really feels when they receive a hate comment, and then just have the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme at the end of it while you're just scrolling through your phone, and then it just gets slowly closer on your face. Just
This is why I've tried to constantly we have to upload all the time, and it's part of our team schedule, and we have people who work with us to do this. But I just want to constantly get better at editing because some of the videos we make, or sometimes I send a video to the guys, it's 5 a.m, and I'm like, guys, I know I have a post for tomorrow, so I made this, and it's the most cracked out, super stupid video. I made one that was it was a solo battle, or it was Will versus Gabe, and I put the most boring text for Will, and for me I put golden, it was shining, there was fire all around me. And then it's Will, and it plays him doing a solo, and I just put a bored face next to it, and I just make it look bad. And for me it's just me playing the main riff of our most easy song. And I make sure it's cut horribly and really short because it has to be, because the TikTok format is short and crude, and I love that. It's so fun. So I just try to get better at all of this memery all the time because it makes for some fun content.
Content's fun because the possibilities are actually endless. Anything can be content now, which is hilarious. And you don't know what people are going to gravitate towards and what they're going to love, because sometimes it's this stupidest, most random things that you put no thought into that people are just that's the best thing I've ever seen, and then that's what blows up, and then you're famous. It's crazy. It's crazy how it works now.
Yeah, and then you put your own music behind there, it blows up, it's famous, and then people are like, "Oh my God, where can I go check out this song?" Well, thankfully, this band does not make songs just for TikTok and hope it blows up. They actually have legitimate music out there that's really good, so you can click on the little thing and hopefully go to Spotify and go check it out, and then become a fan of Pistols at Dawn. Go and see them play live when they go out with this insane artist that I honestly think might be Bandmate or Millennium, but I don't know what it is. So I'm hoping it's one of them, so I can see Gabe post a piece of content with him being swallowed like a baby with a binky in his mouth. Maybe having Will, you can hold him. Maybe John can hold him.
John for sure. John is 6'2" and 200 and strong. He's big and he can do it. I'm 5'7" on a good day. He can lift me up. I'll put a baby bonnet on, a little binky too.
Put you in a grown man's baby Bjorn.
Yeah.
Needs to be done.
I like that.
Oh, that'd be
not that I would like to do it, but the image is too funny to pass up now.
The image is way too funny to pass up, and I hope you guys keep doing that, because I know when it comes to bands, when it comes to artists, when it comes to making content, it can be a massive struggle. It can be a massive undertaking, and make it seem more like a job, because you're having to be creative in that space as well, where maybe you're just not as well suited, or you're trying to follow along with certain trends. But if you guys are just able to have fun making as much content as possible, doing the most random things just for the heck of it, and you're having a blast with it, that authenticity is going to come through and people are going to follow along with it. I've seen it happen with the Australian band Patient 67, so you guys definitely have the exact idea on how to make it fun, make it enjoyable, but still have it connected to the music overall, so people aren't just thinking about it as, oh, they're just trying to get famous with weird stuff. No, they're actually connecting it to their real music, and you can go check it out and you can really love it. So
That's right.
Yeah.
We care about it. We love it.
As like one of the things is it's like any job, it's gonna have its fun moments and its hard moments. And there are some days where I'm like, God, wait, like, or especially me, I'm a night owl. I'll stay up super late working because it's when I find peace and I don't get distracted. And I'm like, oh wait, in 3 hours I should probably have that video uploaded. So I have to think of something to do. And sometimes that's not so fun. But sometimes Adam's like, hey guys, we need to make a show announcement. Can you guys do something about it? And then we instead of making it just a simple camera recording video, we do a whole like news anchor take on it, and we all wear suits and we all wear like do effects and simple little like TikTok noises just to make it funny, and it just brings the joy out of it. Sometimes it is a job, but sometimes we do it because we love it and it's fun, and it's that balance is what keeps us making it interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find that balance. And I'm curious to see what you guys do next with this like tour announcement. I'm hoping that it has the baby swaddling of Gabe, but we'll see what happens there.
We'll definitely have to do a shout out. I'm not sure how confident. I mean, I post weird stuff on my page. I might just have to do it anyway.
If you do it anyway, just give me a tag and I'll be like, I know where that came from.
Fine. We'll do it. We'll do it. I ain't afraid. I'm a content machine. That's what I'm here for.
I might have to respond in kind with something similar.
There you go.
Ooh.
Mutual agreement.
If you have any cat ears, cat ears, a little bit of a black nose dot, you can do that for me.
I've got butterfly wings. We can work with those.
That's true.
Just have them on deck. Okay, cool. We all have weird stuff in our room and in our closets that we just like. Why do I have that? Okay, sure, I have that now. I have like a Yoda hat. I have like the weirdest things.
Well, because I've got like like on my table back there, underneath it, I have a pink like bachelorette party light up cowboy hat because I wore it to see Gideon and I wore it in the mosh pit. I also have a pirate hat like from Party City that I wore to Ailstorm, and the butterfly wings are for Louder Than Life when I go see The Warning.
Okay, that's awesome,
nice.
Dude. Hailstorm, you've seen Hailstorm? It's so cool.
Ailstorm, the Scottish metal band that sings about pirates.
Ailstorm. I used to listen to them in high school like a lot.
They're fun. They're just too funny, man. You got to listen to them more. Or go see them live. They have a big, giant inflatable duck that's behind them as they play. It's a beautiful sight.
Amazing.
See, that's just part of that like headlining swag that you get to pull off when you're running the show and everything. Like one of the things I wanted to mention about like being on tour is, as an opening act, there's you have to have all that energy to pull it out and like go crazy because headliners have a whole different show set up. They get the whole stage most of the time because they don't have to worry about backline. They are generally louder. Like every time you watch the second to last person, the opener, and then the headliner comes up, everyone moves like the mixer up and everything gets loud as hell. And it just creates the effect of being bigger and better. So when you're opening, you just gotta give it your all. You have to really make up for everything with absolute insanity, crazy movements, and Will's guitar playing.
Well, Will's leading 2-minute guitar solo. We can't forget about that.
No, you cannot. Yeah. Trust me, we can't. Sometimes it's like one guitar solo is enough for the set, right? And Adam looks at me with this looks like, no, it's not. And I'm like, okay.
It's not.
And now he's looking at me and he's like, Gabriel, I want you to do a little solo before Not Sorry. And I'm like, that's actually, considering the riff itself was written by me and like it was a bass first thing. I have some cool ideas. So when we play our new shows, I'm gonna have like this cool introduction to the song that it's gonna be really interesting. I'm really excited to show off.
Kind of hoping it's a Seinfeld riff mixed with that riff as well.
Gotta
so
be.
It flows right into it. It just
I think it should be.
I think I fear Adam's like stick hitting the back of my head.
Well, then you guys have John come out dressed as Elaine. You can come out dressed as Jerry. We got Will dressed as Kramer, and Adam can be dressed as George.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
It's perfect. But now it's like when I see you guys play live for the first time, like I got to do something wacky and weird. Like if I'm wearing butterfly wings for the Warren, if I've worn a pirate hat for Ailstorm, if I wore a light up bachelorette party cowboy hat for Gideon, dude, I gotta get like the baby bonnet hat, so it looks like it's just a random baby running through the crowd.
I like that. The other one
Kevin.
I was gonna shoot for was have you seen the Pabst Blue Ribbon cowboy hat?
Yes, I live in Milwaukee, so absolutely
there you go.
I've seen it plenty of times.
Yeah, I've told John, I was like, I don't know when, but if we ever play like a festival and it's outside and it's hot and he has to play anything on a guitar, or Will is gonna do a solo, I told him, get prepared, I'm gonna run by and I'm gonna dunk the hat on your head and then run out and you're gonna just have to play with it because
dude, I will get you that hat.
Yeah.
Like as we're recording this, the Wisconsin State Fair is going on now. There's gonna be like 10 vendors selling them.
There you go.
Please, because oh my god, like either John or Will, especially because I've seen how they rock it. It's pretty funny. Like John is from Suriname, which is in South America, and it's a Dutch colony, so he actually speaks Dutch first over English and everything. So he's very like foreign and interesting and exotic. But seeing him wear a Pabst Blue Ribbon cowboy hat would probably make my day.
Hey, we can make it happen. We can get some other beer in there too. We can get Schlitz, Blatz. I mean, I can go as low tier as possible.
That's true. See, because I'm a Yingling man or something, but that's still that's too high up. We need lower. We need like low.
Wait, like Keystone Light or I'm trying to think of what's even lower than that I can get.
I forgot what
Old English or Mickey's or
Old
Hurricane.
English. Yeah,
Steel Reserve. If I can find a box of Steel Reserve and turn it into a cowboy hat.
We're just naming like $10 for 18 beers kind of stuff, like super cheap, but just tailgate beer.
Oh no, I got it. Milwaukee's Best Ice.
Oh, what is that? Is that the one? That's
the one I'm going with. If I can find a beast, if I can find a beast hat, like it's just pretty cheap domestic beer, but it's like the ice stuff, so it's like 6% alcohol.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, we love that. I mean, normally, and us in the band, like it's funny. None of us drink like that at all. Like, I mean, I'll partake every once in a long while, but we're not like that. John takes care of himself. Adam is the healthiest guy I've ever seen eat anywhere. Will and I, we're just not that kind. So like, we'll go to a show, we'll finish, and then we're like, okay, let's all go home and sleep now. Let's all get all the amount of hours we can get to sleep. Let's all rest. Let's all shower. We just like the only thing we would do. I'm serious around our tour was if we had extra time, Will, John, and I would meet up in one of our rooms and we would watch Dragon Ball Z movies.
Literally.
Yeah, because we're like, all right, we got to do something. We're just killing time. So we wanted to watch anime movies, and that's just what we would do. Instead of partying with the rest of the guys, which they don't party, but like most bands you think would.
Yeah.
No, not us.
There's not enough time. Like a lot of people don't even realize that on tour. Like between load in, setup, sound check, show, load out, get back to the hotel, get to the bus. I mean, there's no time for anything really. So tours are pretty chill, which is nice.
Yeah, I would say so no beer for you guys when I come see you play live. I gotta bring like wheatgrass or boba tea or something like that.
Bring me a Dr. Pepper.
I can do that.
I live for the Dr. Pepper.
But this is what I'll say. 100%. I don't have anything against it. It's like
I don't either.
For me, it doesn't taste good, but like I love going to the clubs sometimes to watch DJs with my friends or a show, and I'll have something. Or if it's like my birthday or someone's birthday, I like to get a little silly. If I'm on stage and someone throws me something, I will consume it in an instant just because it is funny and fun. If someone passes me like a shot or whatever, I'll do it. I don't mind. I'll take it. Like, I don't care. That's fun.
Be careful what you wish for, sir. Be careful what you wish for, because you're going to like how I end this episode, but I got one more question for you guys before we wrap this up. So I'd like to ask every artist I bring on, and it's a way for us to get to know more about new music and us to hear the new music that you love, and you get to promote the bands that you love. So between the two of you, can you give me 3 total artists or bands that you love that you would love to see more people get into?
Ooh. There's I gotta pull out my phone. Hold on.
Well, I mean,
see what I've been listening to.
It's hard, yeah, because I mean, the thing I listen to the most is, I said, a lot of electronic music, a lot of right now it's been a lot of rap. Like Kendrick Lamar has just been like playing because his new. I finally started listening to his new album, and that's really good. But I don't need to tell people to listen to Kendrick.
Yeah,
I don't need to. So I'll probably go with this one artist as I'm repping right here, Porter Robinson. He just released an album on July 26th called Smile. And like artists that we've been talking about, like he evolved every time, like unapologetically, like not even like completely changing his sound, like from pure EDM producer to singing songwriter, Botanica kind of style EDM to pop star, acoustic guitar, singer-songwriting stuff. And I love the evolution. I sometimes get like disappointed, like, oh no, I wanted more, but I know like this is better. I want to move on and grow. So that's an artist I really love. Definitely not for the rock fan, but
Gabe showed me his stuff for the first time because I'm not well versed in EDM stuff at all, and in the techno electronic stuff. And I mean, I was mind blown. Like it was incredible. Like, so, and I want to go see him too.
Yeah, I always say that EDM, electronic music in general, I feel is like the final frontier, and you can do anything with it. because it's so vast, and you can just like add a guitar. Now it's this, add this, I make it slow, make it fast, make it insanely fast, 300 BPM fast, make it so fast that it makes a whole different like style of music. And I love that like bands have incorporated that over the years, and it's not just like a gimmick anymore. Like now it's been so deeply incorporated, like electronics and production into things, that now it's accepted and it's everywhere, and it's like made every genre better, in my opinion.
For sure. One of the bands you listed earlier, The Warning, they're killing it right now. Like the new album they dropped, like I've been cranking it. I've just been like like this is sick.
It is damn good. It is.
I
So
mean, it
good.
is rocking. And to be a 3-piece too, like I admire all 3-piece bands. I think that's such an amazing feat to sit there and produce that sound with just 3 members. You know, like Rush and Muse, and just to name a few. I mean,
Rush, Muse, The Warning.
The Warning. Right there you go. There's the trio of trios.
The trio of greatness.
Yeah.
All right, we got
and then
we got Porter Robinson, we got The Warning, we got one more.
All right, dude. Okay, well, if it had to be a band,
Pistols
at Dawn. Yeah, you gotta
Pistols
say
at
that one. I'm telling you, dude. We have like the singles lined up, and it's coming out for the next year. For the next year, even next year and a half, and they're nonstop. They're different. They're fire. I hate to like just put ourselves up there right now, but I'm so excited, and like I really can't wait for people to hear it. I feel like a lot of new fans are gonna come into us, especially since we're touring with newer artists, and I hope that, especially in Europe, they're really open to a lot of different stuff, I think. And then once we get bigger, maybe it'll be accepted here in the US from more people, like radio wise. I don't know, but I'm really excited. It's gotta be Pistols. I listen to our stuff so much.
I usually get sick of songs. Like if I listen to a song too much, I kind of have to step away from it. And there's something about these songs that they don't get old. I don't know if it's, just that we played on them and everything, but they got something special. And we're so excited for everyone to hear them.
They got that
like,
special
so excited.
sauce. They got that Raising Cane sauce in them.
That's right.
Sauce, dude.
You got quite the storm brewing behind you too. I keep seeing all the lightning.
Oh yeah. Whatever. I'm inside. I'm not getting wet. I'm not getting wet. So who cares?
That's true. There you go.
I'm in Miami. I'm used to that. That's just like all the time. Just palm trees,
I mean, if there's a storm that rolls through where I'm at, I'm used to it being like not rain, but snow and cold.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Good old Milwaukee for you.
Gotta love it.
Well, guys, I want to thank you for taking the time today for being on the podcast. I absolutely enjoyed this. So I'm going to end this with 3 things. First things first, when it comes to Pistols at Dawn, when it comes to following along with the band, when it comes to checking out all the new music, including Not Sorry and all the new singles that are going to be dropping, and seeing them on tour with this mystery artist that probably by the time this episode comes out, you will have known who it is. So go script for the podcast floor. It says find Pistols at Dawn online. Links and levels for everything are going to be there. So you have a chance to discover them, find them, follow along with them, see the crazy TikTok content, listen to the brand new music, and get ready for more new music and more live shows. So I'm being your own personal Google. Go and follow them. Now it's time for number 2. And this is where I said you guys are going to enjoy this. And maybe, Gabe, you're going to regret this a little bit later on. But I always make a promise to bands that I enjoy them the podcast. It's a way to say thank you for being on the podcast. And I wish to continue to support you in the future. So it starts out with when. When implies this will happen. We just don't have a day or time yet. When I get to see you guys perform live for the first time, I will find you guys. I will come and say hello. And first round's on me. So, Will, if you want that Dr. Pepper, I got you covered. Gabe, I may throw a mystery shot at you on stage. It'll be funny.
Let's go for it. Oh, I love that.
Or might just get you, a nice little PBR, and then in the hat too, so you can at least put it on John afterwards.
That's the thing about me is I like my impulsive thoughts just win. If someone just handed me like a hat full of beer, I'd be like, that's hilarious, and I would drink it without any concern for the future. And you'd think I'd get into a lot more trouble. It's because I choose good friends and good people to be around that keep me safe. But I mean, yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens when you guys come to Milwaukee and play a show. All of a sudden, it's like you see me there. It's like, okay, something weird's going to happen, but it's going to be
I love
funny.
it. No, I'm excited now. That's awesome.
Perfect. Now, step number 3, gentlemen, as we bring this podcast to conclusion, I cannot end this by saying goodbye. Saying goodbye is way too final. I made you guys a promise. Plus, I know there's more new music coming down the line. And next year, I want to talk to you guys all about it once again and see just how far this thing has gone and how big you guys have grown. So this is not goodbye, guys. This is, I'll see you later.
Yeah, till next time. I
Amen.
always love that. I tell people all the time,
That's
it's not
awesome.
goodbye, it's till next time.
Just like Shinedown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo! Well, folks, that was my interview with the guys from Pistols at Dawn. Now it's time for Kevin's final thought. And this is where I'm going with my final thought on this one. So, this band is one of the bands that I've talked to that really got me jazzed up about it, really got me going, and I love this episode to bits. I mean, the energy, the chemistry, everything was there. But what really got me on this one was, honestly, when they were talking about their new music, they were talking about how they were going to be trying some things that are completely different. They're going to be trying these new ideas that they have that they're inspired to do. I mean, they brought up something that's going to be heavier, something that's going to have a little more synth driven, a little more pop, a little more, 808 and overall production driven. Even a pop punk style song in there too. But it's still going to sound like them, and they're really excited for it. And I really like the idea they're going for, because when we look at music today, the openness to creativity, especially in rock and metal, is there. And again, it all starts back in the early 2000s with Linkin Park, where people had the ability to accept it. And now it's much more acceptable with bands like Bring Me the Horizon, Bad Omens, Flying Reverse, Sleep Token, Electric Callboy, Spirit Boxing a little bit, Lorna Shore, just experimenting with these different ideas, putting them together, and you're seeing the mass amount of success that's having there because it's different, it's new, and it has a creative flair to it. And that Pistols at Dawn is going to do the same thing now. I'm excited to see where this is all going to go. So we are not holding back on this. Are we going to bring them back on the podcast in the future? And the answer to that is an absolute yes, because I want to see how this all goes. I want to see how this crazy tour ends up going. I want to see these guys play live, throw a shot at Gabe, and maybe run around the pit in a baby bonnet just for the hell of it. Sounds like a lot of fun. So come and join us. Come and join Pistols at Dawn as they go on this journey that is brand new music. So go to the description of the podcast below where it says find Pistols at Dawn online. Links, labels for everything are there for social media, YouTube, where you can stream their music, where you can get some merch, and where you can go and see them play live. Also, be sure to follow along with us and subscribe to the Chord Progression Podcast. If you're on YouTube, it's right down here. If you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, hit that follow button. Be sure to like these episodes to help push us in the algorithm and get more people to know about us. At the same point in time, you can go to the description of the podcast, find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for all your fun podcast needs. Oh, yeah. On that note, I want to thank the guys from Pistols at Dawn. We'll see you again in 2025 on this episode of the Chord Progression Podcast. Wait, well, like another episode, but you get what I was saying. Before I mess up, that's going to be it for me today, everybody. Thank you for watching and listening to the Chord Progression Podcast. My name is Kevin, and you guys know how I end every single one of these episodes. Big, healthy, and hearty. See ya!
Yep.